Well, Black Friday is coming up and so is the holiday season, which includes Boxing Day. So I have a bunch of tech gadget ideas for gifts or to buy for yourself from 5 categories: desk, home, personal, audio, and creativity. Within each category, everything goes from low to high so that you have a range of prices to choose from. So if you're on a budget, I got you. If you want to spend a little too much, I still got you. Starting with desk, everything within this category will go from $5 up to $150, starting with Velcro cable ties. These are very handy around your desk to manage cables or to just tie up a bunch and keep them aside. I've used them in a lot of different places like my monitor arm. Next up, I really recommend a screen cleaner spray. This goes for about $10 to $20. The good thing about this is that it is lined with microfiber cloth material, whatever you want to call it. So you spray onto your screen and then you can just use the bottle to wipe it away, and then it goes back into the case and it's not really gonna get dirty. The next thing on the list is a hanging footrest, which would go for about $20 to $25. I do not have one yet, and it is actually on my wish list for Black Friday. I heard about it on the Waveform podcast. I really think they're gonna be a good buy. I have a regular footrest right now, but the hanging thing I think is gonna be better for me to be able to work for longer periods of time. Next up is a MagSafe power bank. I've talked about them before on my channel. They're very convenient. They usually have two-way charging, and if you don't want to carry a cable, you can just slap it on the back of your phone, and it's just great for on the go. If you are just hanging around, sitting on your bed, chilling, they just work really well. Speaking of which, another thing I've talked about on my channel is a charging stand, particularly a 3-in-1 charging stand for iPhones, AirPods, Apple Watch. They are really good. I bought a new one, which is a little more compact, and it has a Apple Watch charger built into it, which is very convenient. Also, it folds into a very compact form factor, so you can take it if you're traveling. It's just very convenient. One thing that is essential for any desk setup are peripherals, and let's start with keyboard. My keyboard of choice is the Apple Magic keyboard. I really do recommend this, but if you like mechanical keyboards, I don't know a lot about them, so you'll have to figure it out. The next thing obviously would be a mouse. This is the MX Master 3S. This is basically the best productivity professional kind of a mouse you can find. I really recommend this. 3S has USB-C, but you can also go for 2S, which is a little cheaper but has micro USB if you're fine with that. Functionally, they're very similar, so it's not a big deal. A third peripheral that might be a fun option is a trackpad. This is kind of niche. A lot of people would not prefer this, but if you have a MacBook, it's the exact same trackpad just externally, or if you have a Mac Mini or anything else, a trackpad you can just use gestures. It's fun. It's pretty fun. For me, it ties the whole desk setup together. So now let's move on to the next category, home tech, which would range anywhere from $20 to $700, which is a little too big of a number, but you'll understand why. First up are motion sensor lights. I used to have them at my old place. They're very convenient in the washroom. If you just enter and you don't want overhead lights late at night, late in the evening, they just turn on. They don't really blast you in the face. They turn on, they let you do your business. You leave, they turn off, they're perfect. But this place does not have them, so I am planning to get battery operated ones. So this is also on my wish list, so consider getting them for yourself. Another thing that's on my wish list are indoor security cameras. I plan to put one about there. I have a lot of expensive stuff in the house, and even though it's a very good safe place, you can never be too sure. So that's something I plan to add. You might want to consider that too. If you're a homeowner, maybe outdoor security cameras as well. One piece of home tech that I recommend every household have is a smart weighing scale. I step on it every single day. It connects to my phone. It updates everything on Apple Health. They're very convenient. They're usually very cheap now, anywhere from $30 to $50. Really consider getting one or gifting one. It's a very good gift. And given that New Year's is just around the corner, a lot of people's resolutions are going to be to lose weight, so it kind of makes sense. The next one is a little niche, but just Trust me on this. A water pick or any kind of a water flosser, they're convenient to use. They're not as messy as a floss. They don't take so much time or you don't have to jam your fingers in. The Style Theory channel recently did a video on flossing and they did rate them really high. I know a floss would be much more hygienic or ideal, but realistically, I just don't end up using it as often. So a water pick is a very close second. The next thing is also kind of niche. It is a humidifier. Mine's right there. It really helps me with my allergies. They're good when it's cold out, winter times, which it is. So maybe consider getting one. The last thing in home tech is a category that ranges anywhere from $200 up to, actually $700 is where I cap it, but it can be like $1,000, $2,000 also. Would you like to guess what it is? It is a robot vacuum. I've had one for a while. I bought it for around $300. I shed a lot of hair and I have long hair. It is so very convenient. Trust me when I say this, that this is a product you're going to fall in love with. I did not expect to like it, let alone love it. But it's so convenient to use. It cleans under your bed, couch, everything. Just make sure you get one with LiDAR scanning, because without that it just keeps bumping into random areas. You just don't want to deal with any of that. Moving on to personal tech. First up is an AirTag keychain. This is something I really recommend. You should have AirTags on anything important, especially keys, so consider getting them. They are fairly cheap, $5 to $15, unless you go to the Apple store, in which case you will get ripped off. Another thing you can gift, Apple related, would be an Apple Watch strap. I've gotten so many cheap ones off of Amazon or Temu even. They maybe cost about $5 to $20 per strap, so it's a very good choice for a gift. And if you just want to spend a little too much, you could always just buy an Apple Watch itself. The cheapest one would be for around $330, highest $1,100, the one I have. Or just go for the Series 10, which is a good flagship new one, for about $550 if I'm not wrong. Another gift idea could be a MagSafe car mount. So if you have a phone that supports MagSafe charging, or you could just get a cover that has MagSafe on it, you can just prop up your phone in your car. If you have any maps or anything else going on, it's just very convenient. I use it to sometimes take footage of the road if I'm driving and I need that. So maybe. Which reminds me, a MagSafe case is also a very good gift or a very good buy. This is an iPhone XR and I got a MagSafe case for it, and I can now just charge it using a MagSafe puck. Going back to the AirTag stuff though, a wallet with an AirTag slot is also a very good buy. But if you don't want to get a new wallet, you could always get the tracking card from Nomad. It also can be added into Find My, so convenient to use with Apple products. Then a quick one, a portable vacuum. I intend to get one for my car. It's just, you can't always clean, all the crevices, so that's another one. Speaking of cars, one thing I've thought about buying for a very long time is a dash cam. I haven't bought one. I've always planned to. I always think I will around Black Fridays. This year I think I'll finally bite the bullet and get it. It's just the good ones tend to be a little too expensive, but I think safety wise it's a good thing to have. And now for the last personal tech thing, an external SSD. 1 TB tends to be the sweet spot. You can never have enough storage, so maybe gift your loved ones the gift of storage. Does that sound weird? Moving on, let's get into audio. One thing everyone should have, not everyone, but most everyone should have, are speakers. I have had the JBL Charge 3 for the longest time. It's nothing special, it's just what my friends had and I wanted to buy at some point. There's a lot of good ones out there. I don't have any recommendations as of now, but Soundcore seems to be really good, so maybe look into that. Speaking of which, you should always have headphones, over-ear headphones. These are Soundcore Space One headphones. I've had a video about them on my channel also. They're very good, but there are also other options that you can explore. Over-ear headphones, very important. But if you're not a big fan of over-ear headphones, or you just want to have the most convenient thing, AirPods Pro 2 or AirPods 4, the flagship, really recommend them. I have my AirPods on, I think, most of the day. I'm not even listening to anything a lot of times. It's just noise cancellation's on. I'm just doing my work. So maybe buy that for yourself, gift it to someone. Best thing you can get them, I think. Moving on to some creativity tech. First thing is a small RGB light. Yeah, that's the one. I really recommend them. You can use it for any kind of content creation if you're taking certain videos, if you want to have a certain effect. Like there's a cop car effect on this, so you can maybe mess with your friends if you're on video calls. And also if the light goes out, like I did for my friends just yesterday, it's convenient to have something like this that you can just prop up and keep aside. Another thing that I happen to be using right now is a MagSafe tripod mount. It is so convenient if you have MagSafe on your phone, or if, like I said earlier, you have a MagSafe case. You can just prop up your phone, start taking a video, and then you can kind of snap it off, if that makes sense. Snap it on, snap it off. Very convenient. Speaking of a mount, you'd probably need a tripod to mount it on. There are a lot of good ones out there. I use a Gorilla Pod right now and a regular tripod, I think Amazon Basics or something. Just anyone will do. The review should be good. They're usually for about $50 up to $150. I'd say go for the lower side of things unless you really know what you want specifically. In which case, just get what you think is right. One thing that was added to my wish list recently is a poster from Displate because of Ali Abdal's recent video. So you see this poster, well, it tends to get a lot of reflection, but if I get a matte finish metallic poster and I rent this place, it's just going to be very convenient to put it up, take it around if I move. So I really recommend that. I think I haven't really bought it myself, but I've read a lot of good reviews, so I think it's going to be fine. And last but not least, something that I happen to be using right now, you've seen it the whole video, it's this thing right here. It's a mic, Holyland Lark M2, but any mic will do. If you or someone close to you plans to do any kind of content creation, a mic is a great thing to have. As I've read and heard and experienced, people will forgive bad videos, but they won't forgive bad audios for the most part. So maybe consider getting a mic. This is what the case looks like. That was a lot of products I talked about. They're generally things that I use, some things that are on my wish list that I also told you about. So let me know how it goes. If you have any recommendations, leave them in the comments for other people to see. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. PS out.